Mic 1, 2. Check, check. Mic 1, 2. Mic 1, 2. Check, check. Mic 1, 2. Mic 1. Check. Type noise cancelling. Go here. I want to have this mic here so that the people who are on the live link they can be able to hear whatever is happening. Now, since we are going to be moving, no, not this one, the other live one, the one we're using the YouTube link, pick the sound. So I want to test whether this magnet will not affect this one at all. Okay. So does it mean I will switch off this one? Where is this communication coming from? You connect when you speak. When I speak, I'm not sure which one. Because this one is giving us here. Meaning either you should turn on to pick the sounds around. Okay. I think this one really just me here. Maybe I wait to speak. There is your victim. Okay. Okay. So I have just take two of them. Yes, hello. Yes, hello. Yeah, sorry about the delay, but we're going to start. We're going to start shortly, just now. We are going to start just now. Hello? I was saying we are going to start just now. For those online, we're starting just now. Okay. Thank you. This is quick close. Yeah, things we can use set up for good for now. Oh, that's good. It's me, this is me. No, maybe I have a mic. The audio. Okay. But then I have document, but it won't work. Won't work. Won't work, but I have documents here. So just give me the list to verify the number. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Is it possible we mute the mic? Is it possible we mute the mic? Just double check again. Something together. Left hand is left. Because your mic was fast, because so should I switch off the mic? Because there's oh, it's this. Or maybe it's this person. Can you switch off your mic? Uh, can you get again? Yes, hello.
Okay, so let us just have our mics muted. The meeting is going to start just now. It is 12:53.
Huh? There is someone maybe in the meeting physically that has done, well, this will join on. Was taking it somewhere, right? Just leave it.
Okay, so welcome everybody. I hope we are audible. Welcome to the General Assembly, the Special General Assembly, which is also serving as a compliance assembly. I hope the people online can hear what we are saying. So the meeting is starting right now, and we are going to go to the agenda straight, which agenda is broadcasted on the screen. Great. So the agenda is broadcasted on the screen. We apologize, the meeting was supposed to start at 11, but it was affected by the rain, and so we have had to start a little bit late. So the agenda, I want to ask that whether we are adopting it the way it is. We have the opening prayer, verification of quorum, communication from the UCF president, review and admission of new members, and then the key matter for the day, which is discussion on compliance with NCS requirements. And then we shall have a closing prayer. I'm going to ask one of the members online to take us through the opening prayer. Any volunteer?
I could do this.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. You just someone. You might start with this word on the right was inspection, keeping us safe in every affair of life. He said, thank you for this day that we made. It's not happening according to our will, but happening because of prophecy. For a reason, Lord. Give glory to your name for all people who have come from different places. Those who have traveled different journeys, we say thank you because of the faithful them. And beginning our meeting, we pray that may your hand for protection be with us. Come and lead and come and die. Every discussion may it yield, my Father, something that will push the Federation to the heights. The service, believing that your heart and you will answer us through your Son, Jesus Christ, we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, John Michael Malinga, for that prayer. The next thing on the agenda is verification of quorum. According to the list that we have lists for online members, and we also have lists for those members who have attended physical. So based on the data I have, and I know it is going to keep changing as new members join, but as of now, I'm going to start with the physical delegates who are present.
There's one who has just come. The list, James White for East. East.
So for Eastern, we have physically 22 delegates who are physically here. For Western, we have 12 delegates who are physically here. For Northern, we have 5 delegates physically present. And for Central, we have 16 delegates physically present. Yeah. So that is a total of 55 physically present. Now I'm going to the list of those who are online. Online, we have from Central 3 delegates. Who are online. From Eastern, 4 delegates who are online. From Northern, we have 10 delegates who are online. And from Western, we have 3 delegates who are also online, making a total of 20 delegates. So we have 55 online and 20 physically present. We also have a new delegate who has just walked in from Western, making the list of physical delegates to 56. Remember, that is the current list of delegates that we have present for the meeting. The number is 76.
The sound is not only what you hear. It's very immediate. You can't listen to it properly. Yeah.
Don't know why. From that.
I think it is reverbing, just having an echo.
Maybe that's that. So just a slight update in Western. Two delegates who are physically walking. So now the total number of delegates is 77. 55 online, 57 online, sorry, and 20 the reverse, 57 physically and 20 online. So I want to pronounce that we have quorum for the General Assembly. Unless there's any objection, we have quorum for the General Assembly. And we can proceed to the next item on the agenda, which is communication from the UCF. Who's speaking? Yes, not everyone online is a delegate. So we are only strictly counting delegates which were submitted by the regions to the UCF. The meeting is open to everyone, but we are only doing the count of delegates who are present online and physically. I hope that clarifies. Just a second.
It's debated at the end of the one two shall now state the attendance. What this was the purposes of the forum, which had passed. So
doesn't stop. If anyone wasn't counted, they will count him at the end of the attendance list. The attendance is not necessarily what you have pronounced. It will keep changing. Sorry? Yeah. Okay, members, before I come in, I want to first verify that we have sound and everyone is able to listen. So we have the technical people trying to solve this. Online is okay. Hello? Hello? Yeah. Great. I think the online is clear. People physically here, can you hear me? Just a minute, people online. We are trying to sort out the matter here now. Physically, let's see what could be a challenge. Okay. Is this clear enough, members? Okay, members, I think I'm told the sound is clear. Let's have one meeting, kindly. Let's say, try to call the meeting order. Okay, members, so we are proceeding on the next item on agenda, which is the communication from the president. I hope the people online are still getting me. I see as if the network has been lost. Just a minute. Okay. Okay, members online, can you hear us? Yes. Great. Okay. Thank you very much, members. Our distinguished delegates, representative of the National Sports of Council, who are also attending online, members of the National Executive Committee, the leaders of the regional chess associations, the clubs representative, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning to you all, and welcome to the third Special General Assembly we have had this year. I would like to begin by sincerely thanking each of you for making time to come and attend this important meeting. Whereas maybe some people are physical, others are virtual, but you are all in attendance there, and we do appreciate your presence demonstrates the commitment of growth and governance and the future of chess in Uganda. I wish particularly to recognize and thank the National Council of Sports for their continued guidance, support, attendance to our assemblies, The engagement we have had is instrumental in helping us to align our governance structures with the requirement of the National Sports Act and ensuring that Uganda Chess Federation remains a firm legal and institutional foundation. Fellow delegates, this is the third special General Assembly, which marks another important milestone of the history of our federation. As many of you will recall, the first General Assembly was convened primarily to consider and review recommendation of National Council of Sports regarding alignment of the Constitution with the National Sports Act. Following the extensive deliberation, the Assembly resolved that amendment of the Constitution was necessary, and by that we constituted the CNC, which is the Constitutional Review Committee, which started in Assembly, and then the second General Assembly undertook the critical task of considering and adopting the constitutional amendments. Among those, the major resolution passed were the restructuring of the and expansion of the Federation Assembly from 28, which used to be to now 116 members. They are making the Federation more representative and inclusive and of national grounded. This is direct in the line of the requirement by the law, the National Sports Act, to be of national character in nature for any sports institution in Uganda. Then they also empowered the National Executive Committee, working in consultation and the guidance of the National Sports Council, to make any further adjustment where necessary to ensure that alignment is done in compliance with the National Sports Act and related regulations. Today, we gather here as the first assembly instituted under the expanded structure. This is a historical moment of Uganda Chess Federation. For the first time, we are bringing together a truly broader and representation of chess stakeholders from across the country. The purpose of this third General Assembly is therefore to cement, finalize, and seal alignment process that has occupied much of our attention over the last several months. Fellow delegates, the National Sports Act places specific obligation on every sports federation operating in Uganda. Among the key requirements are: 1, having a constitution that fully complies with the National Sports Act and the National Sports Regulation. So one of the matters today we'll look at is the constitution. Number 2, to demonstrate participation and activities involving chess across Uganda, in which case we expect to at least cover more than 75% of the country, and have a leadership elected by assembly whose membership is drawn across at least half of the districts. And as you know, this actually was the case. The only thing that it was in a electoral college process, but that's a matter again we are going to look at such that we make sure we're compliant and maintain the governance structure and operation that align with the legal framework governing sports in Uganda. So those were the major outcomes of the last General Assembly, and we are trying to restructure everything to make sure that we are compliant. These are not merely administrative requirements, these are legal obligations that determine whether an organization qualifies to become and recognized by National Sports Federation as a National Sports Federation. So in events that we don't comply, we shall cease being a federation, and it means to put chess in a limbo. So failure to comply with these requirements would have serious consequences, including loss of recognition as a national sports federation, loss of eligibility for government support and funding, inability to officially represent Uganda in international chess matters, Challenges in accessing grants, sponsorship, and partnership because they can't partner with a body which doesn't exist. And potential exclusion from certain national and international sports program because would not be an organization recognized in Uganda. So in an event that we do not comply, which the deadline is on 7th to have done all this, 7th of this month, it will imply that Chess Federation will cease to exist and then we will be in a limbo, possibly for a year to go or more. So we have to be mindful of this while we are making deliberation or any decisions. It is therefore essential that we complete this alignment process and position Uganda Chess Federation as a strong legal governance and operational footing for many years to come. Ladies and gentlemen, while undertaking this governance reform process, we have not lost sight of the primary mandate on promoting and growing chess in Uganda. I am pleased to report that the year has already witnessed a significant achievements. For example, we successfully organized the National Juniors Chess Championship, which attracted strong turnout of the young players and reaffirmed commitment to youth development. We also conducted a Uganda Super 12 tournament, which served as a basis of selecting Uganda representatives to the international competition, including the Chess Olympiads. We successfully organized Father Grimes, a national chess championship in Italy, in the Western region, which brought together schools from across the country and further strengthened chess development at the grassroots. Most importantly, Uganda successfully hosted the African Youth Chess Champions, one of the most prestigious youth chess events in the continent. This was a historical achievement that placed Uganda firmly in the African chess map. And we showcased our organization capability, we promoted tourism, we gave hundreds of Ugandan and children a real opportunity to compete in an international event level without the burden of international travel. Uganda got 3 gold medals among other achievements. The report will come out, but this is very, very clear. The achievement demonstrates that what is possible when we work as a team, when we work together with a common purpose. Fellow delegates, one of the common current leadership, common commitments of current leadership has been strengthening and empowering the regional offices. To support regional offices and regional chess associations, the Federation has already provided a mobilization fund to facilitate regional activities and support mobilization of the delegates. In addition, each of the chess association will receive 50 chess boards immediately after this assembly. This meeting the support chess training, chess development, the competitions, expansion of chess activities within the respective region. We believe that the sustainable growth of chess can only occur if the regions are strong, they are active, and they are adequately supported, and which this regime is effectively doing. We have just started, and we're going to do better. The Federation is committed to onboarding more clubs, supporting the growth of the clubs, creating opportunity for clubs to become sustainable organization capable of generating income, attracting sponsorship, organizing events, contributing meaningfully to the development of chess throughout Uganda. As you may be aware, most of the time these clubs have been supported with people's money and they don't make money generally. We are in a process to make sure that we align in a way that these clubs are able to generate funds. And if these clubs have funds, the players will get funds because the clubs will pay players. So it is very important that we support these clubs and are able to generate money sustainably. Distinguished delegates, to facilitate participation in the assembly, the Federation has provided facilitation allowance for Uganda shillings 100,000 for everyone who attends, irrespective if it is virtual or physical. And also, it has gone ahead as in addition to support those who attend physically. So give them a transport allowance of again 100,000. I wish to emphasize that these payments need to be properly accounted, mostly at a federation level, because if we're consuming or spending your money, we must account to you. So please, the delegates, therefore, we request you that kindly sign for the money when it is given to you, and also sign the attendance, such that tomorrow when we come back to you, we're able to account to you how we use the money. The corporate arrangement will also be made to realize documentation for those attending in virtual, such that they can also sign. So we shall put arrangement to make sure that those who are attending virtually will also sign accordingly. So accountability and transparency remain a pillar to this administration. We must ensure that all federation resources are managed responsibly and in accordance with established procedures. As I conclude, I wish again to thank you. The, mainly the National Council of Sports for your guidance and your partnership, the Regional Chess Association for your mobilization and bringing such a thing, because it was your role to help us and have these delegates, the clubs and the members of the clubs who continue to dedicate their time, their resources to chess, the National Executive Committee for the commitment and the service, to all the delegates present today for being part of this important milestone, and to the chess fraternity. Thank you for coming. Today, we are not merely discussing the constitutional provisions, we are shaping the future of chess in Uganda. We are building structures that will outlive us. We are creating a federation that is more inclusive, more representative, more accountable, and better positioned to serve the future of this generation. I would also like to highlight that further to the constitutional alignment and amendments before this assembly, as a result of extensive consultation process involving National Council of Sports, the National Executive Committee, the regional associations, the clubs, and other stakeholders. Following the resolutions of the previous Special General Assembly, the Federation has continued to review the Constitution to ensure that full alignment is attained with the National Sports Act and national sports regulations. So the proposed amendments actually they are more of a discussion which are going to pass through, are therefore intended to address the remaining gaps, strengthening the governance structure, enhancing the representation and accountability, and ensure Uganda Chess Federation remains fully compliant with the legal and regulatory framework governing sports in Uganda. I therefore encourage all delegates to participate constructively, engage openly, discuss what is best for chess for Uganda. Together, we can build a strong federation, a strong regions, strong clubs, strong players. I thank you all for attending, and I hereby declare this third Special General Assembly open. Thank you very much. Okay, I request the General Secretary to proceed to the next item on agenda. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. The next item on the agenda is review and admission of new members. We have formally received a request from the Chess Trainers and Instructors Association to be added as a member of the Uganda Chess Federation as an association. And this basically means that coaches, trainers, and all those who are certified by FIDE, who might be schools instructors and so on. This is the group that comprises these people. They made an inquiry to join. They responded to them with the requirements, the forms, which we are we're yet to receive. I wanted to find out if there's any objection from the team on whether we should adopt the chess trainers and instructor association into the Uganda Chess Federation. When we adopt an association, it means that they get one vote. The General Assembly, like this one, or in an assembly where there's a distinct vote required for any item. So if there is any objection towards the chess trainers and instructors association, we want to hear it now so that we know whether we can adopt them as a member to join the other 7 associations that we have. And the association that we have currently, just in case you might not be aware, we have the 4 regional blocks, Central, Eastern, Region, Western, and Eastern, and Central, Eastern, Western, and Northern. And then we have the Women's Chess Association, and then we have the Arbiters and Organizers Association. So this would become number, I think, number 7 on that list. Any objections? Yes, Holmes.
Objection.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I believe Uganda Chess Federation brings together legal experts that learn the game in the respective fields. If the paperwork is not done, it might create a laxity for that particular entity not to move at the speed we are moving. As a federation, even if you were to commit funds, you will only commit them to legal entities, not to be entities. I would suggest that if we have the guidelines that for so and so to become an association, to the federation, he must be a legal entity with this. We put a guidance once somebody meets that, or that entity meets that, then I don't see a reason for the objection. But for now, if the paperwork is not ready, it becomes a challenge to even your accounting to us at a particular moment. Yes. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mkaras. One, we should note that actually, by our constitution, they are supposed to be members as long as they fulfill the obligations. Given the transition period, the request is, since they are in a process and the assembly may take long to sit because it is the mandate of this assembly to admit new members, and the assembly allow the NEC eventually to allow these members upon fulfillment of the requirements, so that we don't have to first call the assembly again for them to enter. I think that is the point being brought. Otherwise, they won't be admitted for fulfillment. Yes.
May I speak? I'm online.
Yeah, okay. Online, you are going to be next. Just one physical member here. Online, then provision. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. President, and your team. My issue is technically, yes, that should be okay, but I have a request. If we admit in this new association, where is the ceiling? Won't we tomorrow have another request from the partners or the fans? So, in my view, we should cap. Let's say we cannot have maybe 150 or 120, because if we can admit, but to what extent, to what level? Shall we not find ourselves tomorrow with an assembly of which cannot fit in a playground? That is my simple and humble request. But we have to have a ceiling. We have to have a ceiling, and the process should not be too fast. Thank you.
Okay, we have someone online. One, before someone or whoever is online comes in, let me state this. As you may be aware, our constitution actually specifically state them. That's why I took 116. But there is a provision of if the assembly again finds it fit to be able to expand. So it will be the same assembly tomorrow if it is to add on any other new member. So the mandate and the powers of determination and admission of members is an assembly mandate. So if the mandate, if the assembly doesn't feel to add a new member won't be added. If the assembly feels that it's time to add more members, then more members will be added. Thank you. And we listen to who has online wanted to say something. Good. Jude, go ahead.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mr. President, for the opportunity. Yes, I would like to also take the same view to emphasize that it's good to allow the associations be admitted now, and maybe they can enjoy the benefits of being members. They have fulfilled the requirements. Because it was also the same thing I did for regional associations. We first have to confirm them that actually they can be members. They want to their documentation and whatever was required. The same split, we can still use the same approach to as well handle the other proposition that has approved. Being part of the interim committee for the Trainers Association, I confirm that shall be able to meet the obligations. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you for the vision.
Are you able to hear me? Ask an inquiry. Do we already have a Chess Academy and Training Centers Association as part of us? So my question now is, what is the difference between the Chess Academies Association and the Coaches and Trainers Association? If we can have clarity before we can consider that.
Okay, the VP wants to respond to this.
Members of the Assembly, I greet you all in the name of the Lord. For clarity, I want us to understand that we are trying to professionalize the sport of chess. Okay? Right now, our federation lacks the professional wing. We are absolutely amateur. We can't even qualify for the semi-pro. What do I mean? How many professions do we have around chess? Number one, we have arbiters. Then we have organizers. The next people in that line are trainers and instructors. You asked the question, the difference between academies versus trainers and instructors is simple. The other is an institution and the others are persons. So what happens? We are trying to get capacity so that we can bid and we have chess in schools. Okay? Now, education has three pillars. Number one, teacher. Number two, students. Number three, a curriculum. What do we have as chess? We have the students. Curriculum, chairperson chess in schools is working on it and is comparing with FIDE. But we have the capacity to encounter 80,000 schools. Do we? Even if I ask any of you to assemble 200 trainers and instructors to fulfill the demand of 80,000 schools, can we achieve it? No. Do we have people who can be reported to in case a trainer or instructor misbehaves? No. So there are cases of this kind, and we don't know how to regulate the practice. However, if we professionalize the training and the instructors, it's going to be easier for us as a federation to map our trainers versus the students. Now, the issue is, let's understand what's the purpose behind this association. Okay? Are they there to compete? No. They are there to complement. Even as today, we were onboarded into the federation even without requirements. Requirements came later on. If someone stood today and said, we don't want Central Region, without seeing the purpose of the Central Region, we would have objected. But we believed in that goal that these associations are important. We can always come back and harmonize. And like President has suggested, we can admit yes. However, we can give a timeline to this association to fulfill requirements. So members, let us professionalize our sport. Okay? The next time President goes to Parliament and has a conversation with the Speaker or the Secretary for Presidency, the number one question they are going to ask, do you have capacity? So I'll leave this question to the Assembly. Do we have capacity to fulfill? So we have to build this capacity in about 3 years. We can have 2,000 certified individuals. Then chess in schools or chess in education is going to be easy. So members, I urge the Assembly to permit this association, and then as time goes on, they will fulfill these requirements. So thank you.
Okay, members, without digressing, what agenda item is admission of members. It's no discussion of the constitution where we now want to remove the academies or the coaches. If that comes, maybe it will be any other business. So let's try to stick on the agenda. So I need to put this to vote on this matter if we admit this or we don't. That we proceed on the next matter. But it seems Chris wanted to give something before we put to vote. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. With your permission, sir, allow me deliberate my position. Greetings, dear colleagues and delegates of this meeting. The motion requires us to admit the Chess Trainers and Coaches Association. There is no doubt this is an overdue aspect because personally I've been calling for this for 3 years without regulation. And you cannot regulate when you don't have a body like this. I therefore agree with the motion that we go ahead and we admit those people and they can harmonize. We empower. Actually, the constitution empowers NEC. In the absence of the August House, NEC serves as a representative. Therefore, I move that we admit these people in review. You continue and formalize the documentation, but when we have admitted them, the way we are doing now. Thank you. I move that one.
Thank you. Anyone seconding that motion? Yes, Calvin.
Yeah, this is Calvin Chuma, a delegate. I second the motion.
No one else? Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Congratulations. Yes.
Okay. Having something online. Okay. Yes, Konge. Before we proceed, Konge, you were saying something?
Yeah, I was saying
Thank you. Okay.
so my name is Waya James from Kojil district. I second the motion.
Okay, I see somewhere online. You want to do something?
I second the motion. Someone read Marital District.
Okay, I see. I am. Okay, I think we have enough seconders. I think the motion should be put to vote. Okay, anyone who is a yes members, I want to put this to vote. Hello, someone online, you want to say something? Yes, I was saying that yeah, exactly. And online, when you're online, actually, when you're seconding, sometimes when we are many, you can even send a simple message on the chat and the second order to me. So let me put the motion to vote. Those who are in favor of the motion, please press the answer. Those who are against, raise your hand. Okay, I have none. No, you have one. Okay, we have, I think, you're against, we have Mukara's against. Okay, so we have one. Okay, we have, do we need to count this? I mean to count the yes and the no's. They have it. Okay. The next was no clubs. No admission of clubs. Members.
Thank you, President. Of course, for the admission of clubs, it's a bit different because we normally do not admit them in the AGM, so maybe
Yes.
this will be the first time. But if we are to do it, we only have 3 clubs that have registered as and that would mean all the rest of the clubs are not registered. So and then we have the 3 club delegates that have been submitted by every region, which also have not yet fulfilled the registration process. If we are to go by the rules, that would mean that we only have 3 clubs that have registered. So I was of the view that we not defer it, but make it the same way we have done. We know we have over 56 clubs. In fact, I think over 60 now. And we had passed documentation suggesting that of how they should register. And since most of those have not come, it should be unfair to say that we do not have clubs after this assembly. So let me ask President.
Okay. Once again, as we stated, the mandate to admit members follows with you the assembly. But we are almost in a transition, and because of the transition, there haven't been sufficient time for everyone to finish up the documentation. Some have finished, others have moved, but I know they are working hard to finish. Instead of stifling this, again, I was of the view we give the NEC mandate, say that upon fulfillment of the requirement, then these clubs be considered admitted members. Actually, this is also constitutional, but usually we're supposed to have admitted later when there's assembly to inform you. But we were thinking that for purposes of this provisional arrangement, we have a mandate to the NEC that should a club fulfill this obligation, it is a fully qualified member. I don't know if that is viable, members. Okay, Kalanzi online, you wanted to say something? I see your hand up. Mr. Karanzi. Mr. Karanzi.
So I wanted to say that I agree with that proposal that still can admit the clubs and wait for their approval. It's good to know which clubs maybe are new. Each person in the league may be that we need to approve. So that's exactly which members we are adding. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. The only new club that's on the list of the three I'm talking about, the other two, one is MUST, the University of Science and Technology. There is Makerere University, and then the other one is Holistic. Holistic Junior is a school, which is the only new one on this list of the three that I have mentioned. So, case in subject is Holistic Junior School, who are actually, I think, champions of other drivers.
Okay, my thinking that you can't be discriminative, new or old. What is important is fulfillment of being a club. Yes. Yeah, Chris, you want to do something?
Thank you, Mr. DS. From what I gather, the other school chess club submitted and they effected some payment. Maybe
Yes.
can we have some clarification, sir?
Yes, that is correct. They did. I missed them on the list. They did make a payment to the Uganda Chess Club. Yes, also.
Thank you. Then, if I may use the same opportunity, I need to be corrected, or maybe some information is lacking or not sufficient. What exactly should these clubs do? Because a lot of information has been moving around. Can we have it specifically stated here that a club is expected to meet this and this? For starters, then we proceed.
Okay, thank you. Let me just open the forms that we shared. We shared forms for associations and we shared forms for clubs. And I'm just going to open up the form for clubs so that it's clear. I believe all regions received this. So basically what we need is the name of the applicant, their physical address, their postal address, mobile phone number, email address, name of their patron, phone number of the patron, name of the captain, phone number of the captain. And then for government documents or administrative documents, certificate of registration or business name. Now, this might not be applicable for a school, because these two are schools. Schools are already registered as schools. And it might also not apply to corporate clubs, which already are entities which are registered. So there we can just share something that relates to that. And what I was advising was that instead we get a letter from the institution which serves as the entity binding or recommending the club within them to register with the Chess Federation. That would serve as certificate of registration. And then these other documents, one of many, letter from accounting officer, if it's a government agency, certificate of incorporation, which again might not apply for a school. Partnership deed, again, if registered as a partnership, a letter from local government, if it's registered as a community-based club, a trust deed if registered as a trust, or any other acceptable legal document that can be justified. For example, like in the one of the school, we say that the institution itself writes a letter applying on behalf of the club as a club. It can also suffice as such a kind of document. Then, of course, a list of members with copies of their national IDs and passports. This might not be mandatory, especially for starting clubs. But if it is there, it's advisable that it is shared. And then the other two things are just proof of payment. There are two types of payments. One is the membership fee, which is a one-off, which in the club's meeting that we had, we said it would be 50,000. The form has 500,000, and it is not there by mistake. The idea was that in this period, remember in that meeting we had discussion about clubs, whether we have any clubs now or not, and the guidance we had in that meeting was that for now, we allow every club, old or new, to register as new at a fee of 50,000 shillings one time. That was the agreement. And then every club needs also to pay an annual subscription fee, which will now be recurring for every other year. Ideally in the meeting, we agreed 200,000. Here we left it at 275, and the idea again was that if the club pays on time, the 200,000 stand. If the club pays late, then the 75 is actually a penalty adopted. That. So basically, as of now, it's 50,000 one-time fee for membership, and then 200,000 subscription at the end. I hope that is clear. Yes.
Okay, Ian, I think after that we'll go back to the main topic, to the admission of, okay, Ian, then Muke, and then we go straight away to admission of clubs. Otherwise, we shall lose it. Yes, Ian.
Yes, thank you very much, Chairman and delegates who are here today. Just a quick follow-up question from the communication just had from the GS. How many clubs can be admitted per region or wherever? Because they can easily get as many as 100 clubs as soon as possible. Because I have my
Actually,
so that needs to be a little bit more clear to all of us.
actually, there is no limitation, but what will limit you is availability. It's like saying how many chess players can Uganda have. We don't mind if every Uganda is a chess player. Okay, so the institution is such that it needs to be as big as possible. The way Kenya was coming here and then brought around the 800 kids, I want to reach that level where you say, oh, we have 500 clubs. Like the question, are they viable? If you saw in my speech, I said that not only should we think of clubs, but are they viable? Do they monetary, economically, are they economically viable? If they're economically viable, the more clubs will have, the better, because most of the players will play through clubs, and these clubs will have be paying the players. So the more we have, the better. Yes, Muke?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have had the criteria that has been brought to us by the General Secretary. It is quite detailed with many technical requirements that may not be fulfilled in a strict timeline. So my suggestion was we continue to delegate the process of admitting of clubs to the NEC of the UCF so that periodically we may review it at the next AGM or something like that. But for this period, we could just delegate that item for the agenda to the NEC of the UCF. Thank you.
Would I consider that as a motion?
Thank you. You can. I think to propose that motion.
Okay, thank you. Motion on table. We have one speaker, then we debate that. Muke, I'm being told the motion not clear. You could move it again.
I move a motion to delegate the process of admission of clubs to the NEC of the UCF. Thank you.
Okay, motion noted. We had one person who wanted to speak, then we come back to this motion.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My submission is not very far from case. Only that when I look at clubs, even for what yes has been take us.
I was being requested that everyone talking, trying to introduce yourself because we haven't known each other much. That we keep getting the names right. Go ahead and post everyone.
I am Abe. Start Uganda Chess Association, also a delegate in Kamuri district.
Thank you.
My take on the admission of clubs, I consider clubs as the registration of clubs is a process with clear requirements, and also it is like the way you would look at government registering companies and all. So my suggestion would be that the assembly admits clubs, but the assembly adopts requirements for admission of clubs, and then the registration and licensing of clubs is left to the NEC. Shouldn't be something to come and say now we are admitting Kamali Club, Junior Club, but rather the moment the assembly accepts that these are the requirements, then NEC is given the mandate. The moment the club meets those requirements, it licenses it. That is my take. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Why it keeps falling back there? It's as we say we are in compliance, and the law of the land requires that admission members are done by the assembly. So those are areas I know you could temporarily delegate or have the NEC do it, but if you wrote it that way in the constitution, we'll get a compliance charge because that's the law of the land. Yes, sir.
Let's say something. Is a good Karanzi, good Thinkers Chess Academy.
Okay, good. Sorry, I miss people online. It's two people online. You just wait. Just one person here physically talk. Then I'll have Jude and everybody who are online.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. I want to talk on something here concerning the registration of those schools and actually adapting them. What I've seen is that registering schools and adapting them actually is not applicable to all the.
As I said, if you could help Ivan on the business.
Sorry. I'm called Keta McDonald. I'm the head of Development Chase Northern Uganda. Yeah, and the delegate for Gulus. I was trying to emphasize on the school. Most of school, like for they're not aware of the great change in school. So there's the first intervention. I've been talking to them, and they are even now having the guts of sponsoring the chess club. Because through MM's education and sport, maybe communication there, there's a gap. So I would really like to know if we have representative of chess school from Ministry of Education so that they tell us. Because what I've been telling them, yeah, they look at it. When I go, they also ignore me. We don't participate the sport say that the patron who are temporarily elected there to help the student and pupils. So these are the challenges. And how can you now come and register them when they're in a disciplinary organization series like that? Secondly, I second the idea of one member who say, one delegate who say, okay, association should register, but the school should come and that one is okay because school as an institution is already registered. For sport, in the midst of sport, they know them, but under UCF, they're not. And as an individual player in school, you also have to register. Even like for those who are in football, who are registered. That's why they're called, they got play. I expect that for chess, if school also will be like that. So if there's a room, let us try to share this idea, analyze it, and help us those who are just still coming on board with hardship like Northern Uganda. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Number one, we have a director chess in school, Uganda Chess Federation, whom I advised to reach to you. Actually, I presume we have a representative of the director chess in school in every region. He should work on to support you. Number two, UCF is already in talks with the Ministry of Education, trying to see if we can have chess in every school, because that comes with a lot of requirements, resources, the boards, the trainers, trained schools, and so it's a big picture. Possibly we may not discuss it here, but after this meeting, we can always have engagement. see how we support you. Another area maybe for clarification of members, there are schools which play chess, maybe they have their internal chess clubs, which are not at the national level. Yeah, we recognize them in that way, but they are not at the very clubs we're talking about. The clubs we're talking about are clubs which are registered by Uganda Chess Federation. Yes, a school can write Uganda Chess Federation to just a club, but some schools don't. That doesn't mean you don't support them. But the sort of clubs we're talking about are these clubs who come to Uganda Chess Federation as members. So I go back now to the motion, which was requesting to have NEC be able to admit the clubs who successfully provide all requirements, and then at the time of a General Assembly, the NEC will report to the General Assembly such a clubs. This will remove the challenge of taking a bit of time for clubs to work, but we should also appreciate that we're in this transition period, and some of these transition arrangements are working purely now, but in future, again, we may have to revert to what is stated in our constitution. Actually, we're not changing the constitution, but we are simply putting on a preliminary provision here. The crimes come in first. So that was a motion on the table by Muke, Bright. Yes, yes.
President, you had given us some time
Online.
Now, online,
before the motion.
yes, go ahead, Mr. Karan Jude, and then we have,
Yes, please.
go ahead, you have the floor.
So I appreciate the having that speak about this topic of clubs. I want to highlight that clubs are a big pillar of women associations as well. So I was proposing that you also have, let me say, empowerment. The clubs also have to get approval from the region where they come from. Because when I come from the constitution of the central region, it's clubs that vote. I think it is primarily good for the club to have empowerment of getting maybe information that they belong to this and this region. The time for voting for associations comes, then what issue where does this club come? What for? Like that issue, like this club is not supposed to be in central, it's in east. Someone says, no, yeah, I stay east, but I live in central. The home is in central, yeah, ancestral home. Yeah, so maybe I think we need to make them clear. The confirmation from the region where they come from. I'm involving the NEC being able to approve them.
Okay.
Additional requirement. Thank you.
Thank you. Number one is that when exam is registering, it registers its place of operation and to a district level, and it's presumed to work in that district. So you don't register in Aroa, then you say me I'm playing in Chileka, then you are not a club we're talking about. The club has to operate in a district where it has registered. That's what the law of the Republic of Uganda requires. Yes, Ayebale, Devin, please proceed. You have the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I take the floor to talk about a motion dedicated to people of trust from, and I stand here in support, but I suggest that it should be done under two conditions. First and foremost, when it should be given only or having an mission to do this, the drugs don't have to wait for the next General Assembly so they can have operations. And my second condition should be that the admitted drugs will have no voting rights at General Assembly and have their common name. That's why for this flag the next General Assembly. This move will ensure that the General Assembly not have the supreme powers, the does the final listeners. Actually, of course, I believe the Lord better than us. The general saying God is not making provision that mountain. And so definitely need to give our to give provision national plans within the next big season.
Okay, thank you. Actually, our constitution already provides for that. The only thing was that what is being proposed, say, for this provisional period, we allow the NEC as long as the documentation and the requirements of the club entry is fulfilled, then the club be fully operational. But what you are requesting is already provided for by our constitution, so we need to report about that. Yes. Yes, please, you want something? I think let's revert back to the motion and we dispose of this motion.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Kuliawo Christopher, delegate, district delegate of Shane District, Western Region. For the record, the General Secretary mentioned that there are 4 clubs that have expressed interest and maybe made some commitment. I suggest I move a motion that we admit these 4 clubs that are present here. Then after that, we give give mandate to the NEC to admit other clubs that meets other conditions temporarily. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to go on for honoring now, no further discussion on this, but rather to dispose of the motion, either we sit it aside or we have it running. So, mainly on something which looks a bit straightforward, that is admission of clubs that have fulfilled conditions as by our constitution. We have 4 of them, which we had our secretary reading out. So can I get those who are seconding the motion? Okay, the GS needs to give some clarification here.
Yes, on the 4 clubs that are there, only 2 of them have made payment, just to clarify. The 2 that have made payment are Holistic Junior and Uganda Chess Club, who are both schools, and they have paid membership fees only. Makerere University and MUST have not paid, but they requested because of their universities and their processes of getting funds from the university to make payments is a bit strenuous, right? No. So they requested to be admitted and will make the payments later on.
Okay, based on that clarification, I think the most of the motion by Chris based on the fact that we don't have clubs which are completely complied. So we go back to the motion of Moke. Those who are who second that motion. No. As far as I'm concerned, the payment is not done, so that is another. So sorry. So the treasurer, if are not presented, that we don't have it here, we cannot deliberate at the general assembly on a matter not presented. So yes, yes. Do they have? Do they have a voice? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. No, it is every written seconds, three members. We distributed a draft constitution, but also we had this resolution done in the last meeting. So the voting arrangement of the clubs are very clear. Yes. So I need to dispose of this motion. I need seconders, so only I'm giving as all people are seconding, and we vote about it. Is it series of passes? Okay, who is seconding this motion? Okay, Muviru, you want to say something? Yes. Okay, cargo. Yes, sir.
I feel there is a kind of us giving rights just like us. There is no need of the markets. So let's let you bring
Actually, you can go what? What you are saying, I said to provided by the constitution that the name shall register, but the condition that it will put them at preliminary membership till ratification of the assembly. But the motion that allow them to be fully members, but the assembly will be informed at the time the assembly comes. Okay, you stand. Yes, Muviru. Okay, yes, sir. Oh, thank you. Yes, sir. Okay, good. We have a good secondment. Okay, I put this to vote. Those who are against, raise your hands. Those against the motion. Anyone online against the motion? Okay, we have one Karanz Jude online. And okay, and those who are in support of this, raise your hands. Okay, I think the ayes have it. Thank you. Okay, so we have finished the issue of admitting members. I think we next go that agenda, one secretary.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to, before we move to the next agenda, which is actually the final agenda item, after admission of members, the next thing is discussion of compliance, which is the key thing of this meeting, actually. However, also, I'm told that lunch might be ready, so I wanted us to decide whether we do lunch first and then come back for the final agenda meeting, which will take quite a long time.
My advice is that let's finalize and then we go for lunch thereafter.
Okay, that's agreeable, my members. We can proceed. Okay, so the next agenda item is discussion of compliance with NCS requirements. Like we communicated in the letter that we shared, when we shared the constitution with us yesterday, we communicated that this same constitution was shared to the National Council of Sports for guidance. And indeed, we got a communication, I think it was early this morning or late last night, from NCS on the very same document that was shared with recommendation. Now I'm going to share the Word document with comments from NCS just to guide us. But also if there are comments that we have while we are going through this, feel free to make those comments. And also if you noted certain areas that are very important and key that need to change, that's also the perfect time for us to look at that as we walk through this document.
Okay, as you send the document, the guidance is simple. The biggest thing when we're discussing it is compliance. If we have any other matter that will not deny UCF to be compliant, it's nice to have, but it's not for discussion today. So it will be pushed to the next General Assembly. So if a matter is being raised here on this, should be the only matter that could make UCF fail to be compliant. So at least that will help so that we don't get derailed into areas that are not in line with compliance. So the GS is going to proceed on this. As it said, in order to avoid being non-compliant, we trying to engage National Council of Sports to say, okay, which are the areas you think would make us non-compliant should the constitution be submitted in the form it is? And so we're given guidance. There are only like 3 areas. So meaning that other areas we need not touch, we leave as is because they pass. Because we don't run, we have only one place. If we shoot and miss, then we have a year of trying to get back into being a federation. So we want a constitution that we know it will pass, and they have already guided on what they are sure will pass, but have told us what to do, and that's what the GS is going to pass through this.
Thank you, President. Yeah, so I think it's shared on the
Yes.
group. Yes, please.
Yes, thank you so much. I think ask which groups can we find the Federation Youth Constitution?
Sorry,
The groups, I think.
Which group? Which group?
which group can we find the? It was shared on May.
Hey,
Yes, and also in the delegates group. We can ask the publicity team to reshare,
yes, so
reshare just now with all groups, if that's okay.
that would be very helpful.
Okay, so the publicity team is going to do that just now, share on all groups again. Yeah, what they are sharing is the PDF document, which was shared yesterday. But what I'm presenting now is the Word document with comments from NCS. I hope that is clear. Okay. So publicity team, please help to do that. Yeah, so this is the document which was shared to NCS, the Word document which has comments from National Council of Sports. And I'm just going to walk through it. I wish we could also have it here. For those who
have it, you could display it.
I think I need to be.
Okay.
Yeah, if you can display. No, it doesn't have.
You can share.
You need to connect to that.
You want to connect to it?
Yes. That's a second.
Not this one because you move. Yes, I can add more to
Shoot.
That's all. Huh?
Okay, so I hope the people online can still see what is being presented. Yes, so there are a number of comments that were made by National Council of Sports, and I'm going to only focus on the key ones. This first one that you see is on page 6. It's just a duplication. We have Africa Chess Confederation appearing twice under items C and D. The guidance was just to remove one of them. So that was just a simple one. They're the same. We have the Court of Arbitration under item M. This is under the section of definitions. Court of Arbitration for Sport CAS where we wrote that it refers to the independent international institution established in 1984 and headquartered in Lausanne, Switzerland, etc. Now, the guidance here was that NCS has not seen any reference to CAS in the body of the Constitution further down. So the guidance is that we should revise this and include specific sections that speak to the Court of Arbitration Sports. This is the International Court of Arbitration Sports. I don't know if that is clear. The guidance of NCS is that we include in the document, when we read the section of arbitration, we add specific clauses to talk about the responsibility of CAS as regards to Uganda Chess Federation. So that is something that they want us to include in that section. Any questions on that?
Thank you.
Okay. The next note that they made was on, just a second. Okay. So I'm just walking through it line by line until we read the sections. The next comment that they didn't make a comment here, but we noticed that there was an error on 9.4.5 zoning, where we wrote the Central Region Chess Association as number 1. This is the section of associations, regional associations, and then we had Eastern Central, Northern Central, Western Central, which is an error. It's supposed to be Central Uganda Regional Chess Association, Eastern Uganda Regional Chess Association, Northern Uganda, and Western Uganda. So that is something that needs to be changed. You might notice in the version that you have, it has that error. And then as we go down, some of these were just additional text like typos. One delegate shall have one vote. This was just an addition from the legal person from NCS. So just to clarify and say that one delegate shall have one vote. What was written was one delegate, one vote. So that's a grammatical change. And then at the bottom there, this is rights, 9.7, rights and benefits of members, section H, where it has been written to be done in the annex. And their question was, what does this mean? Ideally, what had happened is that if you remember in the previous AGMs, it was required by NCS for us to have membership and benefits, a section in the document. But usually what happens is that what we meant by annex is that this is a section of the document which does not necessarily have to be living in the constitution, otherwise changing it becomes, or updating it if the benefits are being modified in some way. It will be very difficult to add them in unless we are going back into a constitutional review. So we had suggested to put it as an annex and add that annex as a separate thing from the constitution. Yes, the shared document is not H. Section 9.7. Okay, maybe there's a slight difference of the two. But there's actually, it stops on what? G. G is to exercise other rights. Okay, maybe the version is slightly different, which was submitted. But there's actually an H, which was just written to be done in annex.
Okay. Anyway, to be that's the thing.
So the idea is either to remove it or to add to make it clear what that will be.
This will be removed because well,
Okay, so the guidance is that most likely that H will be removed because it's probably captured somewhere in the membership benefits. Right? So that will be reviewed. Huh?
maybe. Okay. Possibly what we of course we are passing through. These are what I would call either typos or grammatical mistakes which are to clean up. But the biggest thing as we move down, you are going to see where they require us to do what I call material or substantial either input or changes. I think that is what's going to be very important to us. because the grammatical areas, those are the simplest. Actually, those ones we shall clean it up. But I think if the just could move down, we reach where they need some substantial change or improvement. But the grammatical areas, those will be cleaned up.
Okay, thank you, President. So when we move down to, okay, again, this is a grammatical error, just missing the word committee. So that was included. And then we have under the section Article 11, General Assembly.
That's very important.
Yes, Article 7, Article 11, the authority of the General Assembly, under Section G. NCS comment was, okay, Section G, let me read it. No matters other than that for which notice has been given shall be discussed at any special General Assembly. For example, the assembly that we have.
Yes.
Okay, please.
Go ahead.
On the previous item, okay.
Yeah, on the previous item, yeah, it will be just cleaned up to be removed. And there is where the advisors like add committee, then it will be accepted and that word committee added. So go ahead. The arbitration. Interestingly, if we could allow, National Council of Sports has given us a very, very comprehensive arbitration bit so on arbitration, if we would allow and we finish relay that they have already guided most probably and covered your area. I beg you. Okay. I totally agree with you, but as I said from the word go, we can always have these niceties we need to put, but of course there is benefits for the members. They will not be substantial in your view, but they are there. And secondly, we wouldn't wish to open it that up because it is not a compliance issue as of now. Otherwise, we would fail to finish. Then we can end up failing to get a constitution on a matter which we would have debated later. Because as long as we pass this hurdle of being a federation, then if there is something more we need to work on, yes, we'll work upon. But when we're in the house as a federation, but if we are the Europe, the door when we're not a federation, then we have nothing to discuss. Okay.
I hope that is okay. So Article 11.
One card.
Online.
Oh, online, huh? Okay. Yes, who is speaking? Mike? Is that Michael? Michael.
Oh, get to extra 11. That's 11.1. We will just correct part B of the final General Assembly shall be meet. I think it should be shall meet.
Okay, that is noted. Yes, like we were saying, the grammatical issues will be corrected. Yes. Thank you. So Article 11, Section G, says no matters other than that for which notice has been given shall be discussed at any special general assembly, like this one. And that has been the tradition that we have been having for all these years concerning special general assemblies, that whatever is communicated, we cannot digress from that. However, NCS guides that there could be instances where members agree to amend the agenda. That agreement is within the SGA itself, like now. Agree to amend the agenda and include items for discussion that were not earlier communicated in the notice. So they were asking, how do we provision for that? In simple terms, their guidance is that we should not lock this clause to be the way it is, but allow the assembly, which is actually the governing body, to make changes to that assembly on the fly during the assembly itself. That was the guidance of NCS.
Okay, I don't know if we need to move a motion on this because we intend to change this clause to allow the General Assembly to have powers to change the agenda which could have been communicated at the special General Assembly. Yes, yeah. Who has the other mic so that you can hear him?
In light of yes, sir. Thank you. This is Ian Misiga, Regional President, Western Region. In light of the above discussion, I'd like to move a motion that we allow, just before we begin the SGM, we allow for review, quick review through the agenda. And then if any member suggests something, it can actually be incorporated on within that agenda. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Who is seconding this motion? The motion is that the General Assembly should have, even if the Special General Assembly should have the powers, amend the agenda as it feels wish, because the General Assembly is the organ. And this is a compliance issue. So if we don't amend it, we'll have a constitution having a challenge. Yes, go ahead. No one seconding this?
I do an inquiry.
Thank you very much.
Go ahead for the quiet.
So this is Bush Kalangi, President Special Academy. If we allow the SDM,
Just a
I think
minute.
I could be
Just a
flexible.
I have two people talking, so
We almost the same powers like AGM. Then I think okay, and this SGM we need to vote.
yeah,
Earlier communicated. It give us issues. So it's not we can somehow use, but as well being compliant.
so you what is your take that we need not to vote on everything? Is that your take?
I think that there should be a limit. Some issues are very critical that they can't just be updated on the floor.
They can't just be debated on the floor.
Debated on the floor.
So they are debated where?
So they should be noticed that when you say this agent is going to be for election. I'll give an example of elections.
Yes. How?
And when we not okay when members agree, SGM say that okay, this SGM should vote.
Yes.
What is part of the agenda items?
What is stated is that in the case of National Council of Sports, the AGM is a supreme body of the federation. So it has the powers to amend or change as it wishes. That is the spirit the National Council of Sports is coming from. He said that the supreme body, because even if it is the constitution, the AGM can change it. So the National Council of Sports saying that for a meeting which has been called, should there be any reason for the General Assembly or the Assembly to find that it needs to slightly modify it, it should have that mandate because the supreme body of the institution. That's the whole point where it comes from. And as I said that it is a non-compliance issue. If we leave it, we are bound to the constitution. Our constitution will say it's not compliant. because it is denying the assembly to be the supreme body of the institution. You want to modify your
option. If there's no option, yes, then we shall go, but if they don't, they are not doing it. And let's put some things will be done at the GM. Another can't be done, it's going to be done at the AGM.
Okay, thank you. We have had. Let me take other delegates who want to say something. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I just want to modify what you read and what you came out with. In the beginning of every meeting, the agenda can either be co-opted or removed by the member who are there. So the next will be actually what? Right, in the AGM, in the beginning of the agenda, they can take the census of those who are there. Should we leave this one there or remove it or change it? It's right for all the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Okling.
Sometimes we need to accept some of these things. Imagine you come to a meeting with a different agenda, and people are made and come up with a different issue. For example, maybe they say you want you see, and because you say that the AGM has the power, and you have a few people, maybe they had their meeting previously and they discuss prior to you knowing whatever, then they come, they just say now for us to change the agenda, we want to go for something. I'm just introducing something for us. And moreover, it is going to affect the other. So I think we need to put some safeguards. We should not make it so open.
Okay, I understand where you come from, and you are right. But one, when you keep saying what National Council of Sports saying, for them they say the assembly is supreme, so you can't say the assembly was wrong because of its being supreme. It is their decision. Yes, go ahead, Cargo.
Thank you so much. To me, I believe actually I was very unhappy when I have something on my mind, but I am limited because it is a meeting with a given purpose. Yet I am actually the boss. So it is very okay if there is anything that arises and all members agree to it. There is no problem with it. We go ahead with it. Any sense is correct.
Okay.
I move the motion.
Okay, one more deliberation and we expose this motion. Oh, yes. Right. Yes, sir.
All that we are deliberating, but to exploit all avenues, I beg that we have a time frame of the agenda. Okay, and the AGM has the right to adopt any other agenda, but give it a time frame. Has to exploit all suggestions from the members or anything. I request to put that in consideration.
Okay, the challenge is that you need to vote on it, and it is hard to constitute an assembly which you haven't constituted yet. So it is at the day when you have the column that you can vote and change that column. So it's challenging to say that you give it timeline unless you meet, you make a assembly, you make agenda, and then you change. Yes. Yes.
Thank you, Chair. This is important. My take on that matter is the NCS is putting us between the rock and the hard place. They are trying our hands. Putting a provision in the SQ that if someone can in assembly can change the ORD items there is a very risky thing. It is very risky. It can cause a problem. Some people may manipulate and they check in, they plan and they come and check it items that may be you are friendly. But with all the same, MCS is like directing us. We have no choice. What we have is compliance. So I don't think we need even to debate on this matter. Let's just do what MCS has directed because debating on it is a waste of time. What if we debate it and then we vote and then other people say we rejected the position of NCS? Then compliance will be the administrative. No, but it is very clear. Let's do what NCS wants. Simple. We just want to comply. We want to comply. We don't care for that. We will wait for debating on the matter. We'll see if we can get it out.
Okay, sir, we listen to both online. Musa, go ahead. So wait, both.
Mr. Chair, I have a small submission here. Going to seeking compliance and the whatever anything else to do. I mentioned that when the state ministry came, in case a critical compliance issue came up in the middle of the ETA. We have to wait for this year end and then we convene another issue for the same issue.
We don't have time.
Yes,
We can only do today. If we don't do it today, then we shall submit it as it is. But it will mean if they reject it, UCF sees it as being a federation. So we don't have time for another SGM. Okay, thank you.
I put as one of the amendment, we could affect the number of delegates, not from private support motion and amend the agenda. And this should be two sides of the delegates present.
Okay, that will require changing the constitution, so that doesn't work now. Okay, next.
President, I'm thinking that we ought to change the constitution by removing this clause. Putting the condition of two-thirds is very fine. Just try to do an amendment here.
Okay, my view is this, members. If we feel we can't comply by National Council of Schools, we do as this and we proceed. Then we agree when it is rejected, we know why it was rejected. So, and we proceed. Because we can't debate it endlessly. We can't change the law. We can't be in parliament to change the law. For them, they're saying comply by the law. And the law requires the assembly to be the supreme organ. And we're saying, for us, we don't believe so. So that's a challenge we have. Yes, Ian, who made that point.
Just something small to again bring in some confidence and assure people that including this does not mean that you are not actually in power. Because I actually wish I thought that was a bit more clear for us, but just to put it in black and white. When we say that we are going to review the agenda and we have, if somebody has an idea, we put it on board, like right now when we are here, we can have the quick vote. We allow this item to be discussed or not discussed. That's what I think from the guidance of the National Council. It's not that somebody's going to come from nowhere and impose something onto you. I really think we cannot trust the delegates that we have, then that means that we are not empowering the HM or the SGM as a body. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Thank you,
Yes.
Mr. President.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. No, sir, but someone is on it.
Yes.
I'm Joseph Kuyakayo, and I am the district delegate for Uganda district. I have two things to make about this. We are fellow delegates. The document is very, very clear. We are talking about compliance. And we are almost going into our own goal. The earlier delegates were only 28, and now here we are, we have a national appeal. All of you are from different parts of the country. So we don't even need to be debating, talking, putting groups about compliance with NCS. Because if they say today, or if we don't pass a resolution today, like he has explained, by 7th, all of us will not be anywhere near chess. And we cannot continue like this because we see good initiatives about chess, what is ongoing, and we must really help ourselves, the next team, and we move chess. In fact, me, I'm going to pass to suggest the resolution right away. Unless if you are an enemy of chess, previously, none of us could talk about this. Right now, we have a voice to guide and to move chess forward. I am of the view that, basing on what we see so far, all these initiatives of moving chess across the country, because chess has been a Kampala thing. It has been a Kampala. When did you last see Father Grimes taking place 250 kilometers away from Kampala? When? So all I am saying is we adopt a resolution right now that we empower the current executive and by the way, even new delegates. Because if you don't decide today, you will cease being anywhere near chess as a delegate or as a name or as anything. So I hereby suggest a resolution that we adopt the current delegates and the next team move chess forward for the next 4 years, beginning from the time when this team was constituted on 30th of November last year. I beg to submit. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. The second motion, but we still have the first motion on the table. I'll dispose of one motion before we go to another motion. Thank you. Okay. Yes. I need to dispose of this motion. We vote over it. If we decide and we proceed to the next matter. Yes, please. You want to do something?
Yes, I have something to say. That we don't refuse the National Council regulation.
Karanzi,
Two over three of the
kindly, wait when you are given a chance to. Kindly.
Thank you. My motion as well.
Thank you. Delegates, Mr. President, protocol observed. We have two aspects on the floor. The first one is on the guidance by National Council of Sports. So I think this is an oversight. Before a meeting starts, we are supposed to adopt the agenda. And the moment an agreement is looked by the GM, you can submit any agenda if you so wish. Then once the members agree to that, the agenda is adopted or aligned to the submitted. So that requirement, the fact that we have to adopt the agenda and we admit any few adjustments, it overrides this one. I therefore agree with NCS and anyone who claims my party that we don't have to do this. Thank you. I agree with the submission of my colleague and second his motion.
Okay, I have to dispose of one motion after the other. So let me start with the first motion. Okay, no, I think we have had enough discussion on it. Anyone seconder? They have one, please, seconding the motion. Who else is seconding the motion? Yes, Capstone, second. Who else? Karugo, Yangat. I think that's enough. Okay, I put this one to you. Who is against this motion? Raise your hand. Okay, we have Provisia. Where is? And gentleman there. Okling. Okay. And who supports the motion? Raise your hands. Okay. I think they have it. Proceed. There's a next motion. You could again elaborate the motion. Again, we finish it off.
Thank you once again, President, and your team. I'm called Joseph Liakayo, and I come from a very far district in Uganda. Those of you who have been to Barara, Uganda is another 70 kilometers from Barara. But now in its chase. In its chase. And I believe that many of you, where you are coming from, whether you are from Kanungu, whether you are from Arua, we see chess is getting a nationalistic appeal. Consider yourself as the parliament of chess now. Okay? And for me, it is upon these observations that I see that the current team has expanded the appeal for this game just beyond Kampala. I was so sick of seeing all chess concentrated around Kampala. Nothing. I have nothing against Kampala, but we want to see this game taking place beyond Kampala, and it is largely against this background. I'm in full support of the current net, and I thank you for taking this game beyond Kampala. But I expect to see this even next year and next year and next year. Rotate these games. Don't scare around Kampala here, because there are so many kids out there that we want to bring on board. And it is against this background that, plus many other things like the successful posting of the AYCC, which was a big, big success. And I was very happy to see our juniors competing against the continental powerhouses, the Egyptians, the South Africans. By the way, people cannot clap for that. Then you not get any of chess. So it is against this and many more that we expect from you, Mr. President, and your team, and you, the delegates. Because without you, these people will not do their job effectively. So I hereby pass a motion that we entrust the current NEC executive and you, the delegates, to run the activities of chess in Uganda for the next 4 years. I submit how.
Okay. Thank you. We have a motion on a table about notifying the current executive and the delegates to run chess for the next 4 years. Anyone who is seconding this? Okay, Mukaras?
I second the motion.
Thank you. Yes, Karugo? Thank you. Yes, that's done. Okay. Mukasha? Okay. Yes. Okay. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I also second the motion for the second time because the last AGM online meeting was agreed and that thing started rotating to go to Western Uganda. Next year will be in Northern. The other year in Western Uganda,
Thank you. That's the one next.
I second the motion.
Okay, next is the gentleman.
The prime delegate to the district and second the one.
Okay, thank you. So I think we have enough second. Yes, we have someone there in the. Okay. I'm coming to people online. Just a minute. People online, wait for me. I'm going to.
Thank you, President. I would like to second the motion with an amendment. Yeah, having been the RO at the time, my name is Brian Rugendo.
Yes.
And I represent Namugongo. Having been the RO during the elections, it is imperative that I mention that we are already 6 months into this term. So if this motion is to be moved for approval, I suggest that it is moved with the condition of the 4-year period that has been mentioned, but starting 30th November, not starting today. Because if that is not mentioned, if it is not clear, we can go ahead and start today. And say, but elections were 6 months ago. So for me, I would like to suggest that we say 4 years starting 30th November. We are only ratifying. That way, when the next elections happen, they happen around 30th November, 3 years from now. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I think both promotes that it was implied. Mobility wanted to say something.
I second the motion. Presenting Kalangala district and Ross already
Okay. Okay, we have sorry. I think both who is the National Council of Sports Representative want to say something. Go ahead. Okot. Listen.
President, however, moderate fight purpose right here. I got receive back.
Hello? We don't hear you. Are we recording from there? No. Hello? Can you talk?
Yeah, man. Moderate who are pending one month.
Yes.
Learning books, this sort of thing, and giving birth to other, there is feedback that comes from someone. So they're pushing what they're kind of mix of gentlemen as they're mixing also message to the person from the music.
Okay, we are trying to mute them, but unmute themselves. I don't know why. I don't know what you can do, but we are trying our best to make sure. Okay, Emily, can you say something? Okay, I think we have had this. So I start on this motion. We need to dispose of. Those who are against this motion can raise their hands.
Someone can that, please. There has been one for Mr. Ugendo, there was one before.
Actually, I think they are one or the same, except Rogendo made clarification about it.
Any
Personally, I'm in support of the 4 years.
Okay, right now I'm dealing with the delegates, so 9 delegates. You wait, I finish this. Okay, the delegates who are in support of this, kindly raise your hands.
We need to count.
Okay. Eh? Someone is asking me that you need to count. Yes, you want to do the needful?
Yeah.
Okay, please help us and count the hands just for the sake.
Because region by region.
Yep.
Region by no, that is no what. Yeah, that's why it's going to count region by region, so just take Western.
Okay. The motion is to ratify the current management and the delegates for the next 4 years, starting with December when the election happens. Okay. Have you counted this side? Eh? Okay. First, you're supposed to be voting. You're supposed to be voting. Eh?
Endorsement of the current.
Ratify. How about
Hmm?
hold on?
Yeah. That's okay. Anyone online? You raise your hand. If you understand what the motion, uh, eh? Okay. Uh,
Someone.
okay. The the motion we renew to the new item.
This is six total.
No. That's all phrase. Okay.
It makes it 6.
Including that. Okay. Members, I think we proceed to the next agenda item. Yes. Okay. Okay. Okay.
So we counted physically 50 people from the floor. We didn't count anyone here. 50 on the floor, 16 online. On here, we didn't count.
Okay. Thank you for the yes have it. So we move to the next agenda item. Yes.
Mr. President, my name is James Chiria,
Yes.
Arua District.
Yes.
And I'm sorry if I'm taking you back. It could be age, which is working on me now. What did we conclude in the guidelines that have been raised by the
Uh, the guidance actually we are we have a number of areas where we had guidance from National Council of Sports. We have, I think, cleared there, I think, two, but we are proceeding because we have not closed that chapter. Because if we do without closing it and we don't have a constitution, still we shall not comply. So we must have a constitution that is compliant, and that's what we are proceeding on. It's only that certain motions came in between, and which we decided first clear and then proceed. Okay. Thank you. So the next, again, it goes to the GS. So GS is going to take us through this.
Thank you. Yeah. The next note is 11.2, which is the agenda of the assembly. Ideally, their comment is also in the wrong place. It's supposed to be on the upper section of authority, but ideally what they're saying on the agenda, the annual general assembly shall meet to transact on the following business. Now, there are of course a number of items that are indicated, including to approve membership, confirmation of minutes of the previous assembly, to receive the president's annual written report. And here they're not talking about the special general assembly, they're talking about the annual general assembly. Receive the president's written report, treasurer's report, and so on. Now, the guidance from NCS is that kindly align this with all the powers of the General Assembly under Regulation 6 of the National Sports Regulation as stipulated above. Some of the issues that the General Assembly considers, some of the issues that a General Assembly considers, like amendment of the Constitution, have not been included. Also, there are decisions that a General Assembly makes according to your Constitution that is not under Regulation 6 that you have not included, such as approving new members, dealing with suspended members, etc. You could consider recasting this clause and not limit it as you have here. So ideally what they're saying is that there are certain clauses from the regulations. Remember, there's the National Sports Act, and then there are the regulations to make the act active. So they're saying that there are certain things which are not included there, which we need to copy. Okay, in simple terms, copy paste and make sure that they're included in the rights of the assembly. Again, that is us, the assembly. So these are just inclusions, and we have just mentioned that two of them, which I'm going to highlight again. Things like amending the constitution, which is basically the mandate of the assembly, or the assembly can change the constitution, but also approving new members. Actually, approving new members is here. It's number one. So I think she just missed it to approve membership. It's already on that list. But actually, the guidance is when we go to Regulation 6, we get whatever is there and make sure that we have nothing that is missing in that clause and include it in our Constitution. Basically, NCS wants us to be like cover all bases without missing anything that is specified in Act. Those regulations, I have them open. I don't know if, I think online they might not be able to see because I'm sharing something else. But Regulation 6 is basically talking about the Constitution of National Sports Association and National Sports Federation. So basically they want all these things to be included in that section as they are. So that the Constitution abides by the law specifically. So if there are no comments to that, that's exactly what we intend to do. Gather all the critical sections of that area which are missing and add them to the section of the assembly, which becomes the mandate of the assembly, so that no critical item from the regulation is missed in our constitution. That is the guidance from National Council of Schools. Do we have any comments on that, or well, that's the guidance, and that's what we intend to do. Yes.
Yes, you may. Hold on a bit. We have someone online. Just a minute. Yes, go ahead and guide.
Thank you, Mr. President. With all protocol observed, I am Leslie Lakeokot, the Legislative Officer, National Council of Scotland. I have been following closely the discussions and the deliberations from the start of the meeting. And specifically in this point, I just want to throw more light on why probably such comment would come from National Council of Sports. So, as highlighted by Walter, that we have the National Sports Act 15, and then we have the National Sports Regulations, which were enacted in 2025. So when you closely look at the provisions of the National Sports Regulations and the Regulation 6, you realize that there are some statutory clauses of the Constitution that ought to appear. So some of them are highlighted there under Regulation 6E, which speaks on the powers and the functions of the General Assembly. And us as the regulator, when we are auditing the Constitution, we don't want it to come out as word for word or copy and paste. However, what we look out for when we're auditing some of these provisions is that when we provide these statutory mandates and functions, we want to see that your Constitution clearly mentions them without omitting any of them. So allow me to take you back to a discussion that was had on the functions of the General Assembly vis-a-vis the functions of the Special General Assembly. So I just want to briefly make some corrections because I gather from the discussions that were made by some members who raised concern on the powers and the functions of those two bodies. So under the law, when you look at the General Assembly and the Special General Assembly, they do not differ. The only reason why they are named that way, because under the General Assembly, you will realize that they still under the statute, which is the National Sports Act. The General Assembly is held once a year. Then, of course, there's certain functions or certain items that are discussed at the General Assembly, which are listed still under Regulation 6. Then, when we look at the wording of the Special General Assembly, it doesn't differ from the General Assembly in the sense that the same members that make the Special General Assembly are the same members that make the General Assembly. That means that in both sittings, which is you members, will be sitting for these meetings. So therefore, they do not differ in that sense. Yes, the only difference is the nomenclature, the title of that meeting, because the General Assembly will be held once. However, there are important matters that do not need members to first sit for a whole 12 months for you to sit and deliberate on them at the General Assembly, which is where the Special General Assembly comes in. So that is the only difference. That a Special General Assembly is called when the members cannot wait for the 12 months to meet and then deliberate those special matters that are concerning, and one of them is compliance. So again, comment from National Council indicating that one, members should be open to make amendments to their agenda. That one also is not befitting of the powers of the General Assembly because, again, an assembly is a gathering of the members. It's just a matter of the nomenclature or the name or the agency that comes with. That's why Special General Assemblies are called. But still, you members sit and make these deliberations. Then also for this very point, as I had discussed earlier, the functions don't differ because the people who constitute the Special General Assembly are the same people that constitute the annual General Assembly. So that is briefly the point that I wanted to make, and why our comment says that the mandate has to be the same as that appearing at Regulation 6D of the National Sports Regulations. So, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank
Over
you.
to you.
Thank you, Madam Leslie. As the members, you can hear that is the representative of National Council of Sports, who has been with us all through this meeting, and she has guided, which actually we literally did, that the special General Assembly and the General Assembly, the nomenclature of the naming is only slightly what changes, but the functions and the powers of the assembly remain the same. So the idea that the assembly can change the agenda is valid. That is what is said, because they have the powers. And thank you, Madam, for guiding us. We, as you guided, we shall not copy and paste, but we shall make sure that every every information given from the law, we shall get away that we have it in our constitution in appropriate language, commensurate to our constitution. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Leslie. Thank you, President. Yeah, so I think we can proceed from that one. We have full guidance. The next section is 11.3, qualifications for representation in the General Assembly. And I think here the statement say, section A, no person shall qualify to attend the Uganda Chess Federation Assembly as a representative of a chess association unless that person is formally designated as a delegate or is an honorary member. And of course, this statement is blocking, because it suggests that you have to be a member of chess association, and yet it should be more open. A chess association is simply one of the members, although the associations hold most of the members, like the regional association hold almost 90%, 95% of the members. But ideally, any other person can attend the General Assembly and should not be locked to these persons. Today, we have a number of people who are not delegates or directly representatives of that. So already that is in force, but the wording in the Constitution needs to change to make sure that it allows that explicitly in the Constitution guidance. That's it. I think that one is okay.
Okay, my idea is that most of these areas where we have been guided and we believe actually it was right, we could wait and make one motion which will empower the NEC to make that modification and have all them cleared as guided. That's my view. Then we would minimize the number of motions we need for even some things which seem to be obvious. So maybe we proceed to the next, since no one seems to be in objection to this idea of making sure that this should be made all inclusive. Next.
Okay, so we're moving to the next one. There's some are just typos, so I'll ignore them. Powers of the General Assembly comes on 11.9. And here there's quite a lot of information that was sent by NCF. The key thing was amending the Constitution and any other statutes of the Federation. So they just didn't want us to just mention amending the Constitution, but they wanted it to also give the General Assembly to be able to make any other changes to any other statutes of the Federation, regulation, memberships, and all that. The General Assembly should be able to do that. And there's quite a big note which I'm going to read. Again, it's from Regulation 6 of the National Sports Regulations. The powers of the General Assembly, this is guidance from NCS, powers of the General Assembly should include amendment to the Constitution and any other statutes of the National Sports Association or Federation, considering and passing the financial statements of the previous financial year, the National Sports Association or National Sports Federation. appointing external auditors for the grace period, electing the executive committee of the National Sport Association or Federation, and determining and passing of the annual membership fees and benefits of members. So you will note that we already have some of these that are catered for. Some of them, I think one or two that are missing, that we need to include from the guidance that we've had from National Sport, specifically determining and passing of annual membership fees and the benefits of fully paid up members, which needs to be explicitly added to the main assembly. Have you concluded?
Okay, as you can see, the whole implication is simple. It's saying that the assembly is the supreme organ of the federation. So it has mandates to literally do anything unless it has delegated to the any other body, including say the executive. So this is simply saying that we enhance the mandate of our the assembly, which I think is in agreement with everyone here. And so we shall do it to make sure that again we are compliant as guided by National Council of Sports.
We're moving to the next one. Again, this is just a few, a slight amendment on article, the title of Article 13, which was amendment of the Constitution. And the guidance was to make it amendment of the Constitution and other statutes, so that it covers any other thing that needs amendment. And also in section A of Article 13, to again include and other statutes, not just amendment of the Constitution. So the next one, a slight addition under specific powers and functions. This is of the again of the NEC, powers and functions of the NEC, the general authority, and under the section 14.5.2 specific powers and functions against section E of that section, which says implement the decision of the General Assembly. And again, to include that implement the decision of the General Assembly through the Secretariat. So it was just to add that line that the implementation will happen through the Secretariat. Under Article 14.8, filling vacancies on the executive. Article A, the NEC shall have the power to fill vacant positions on the executive committee and shall therefore report to the next General Assembly for their approval / ratification. So what we had submitted was stopping at submit there after submit a report to the General Assembly and stop there. But what NCS is guiding that it should be for their approval and ratification. The approval ratification is by the Assembly. Yes, so that is the guidance to include that part in the statement. Okay, most of the other sections are okay. Yes, until Article 19.
Yes, okay. Yes.
But the appointments that were made by NEC
Yes.
earlier, the Secretariat.
Yes.
I think this would be the time to ratify those appointments.
Okay.
As by that instrument.
Okay.
The motion to have the approvals of the different individuals that were appointed by the NEC to man the office at the development of the chess federation.
Okay. Have everyone understood the where it's coming from and the motion? One, we are guided that when NEC appoints, then it should submit to the next General Assembly for approval and ratification of the appointed. And he's coming from the point that the NEC already appointed some staff to the Secretariat and rated. then he is busy moving a motion that this should be approved by the assembly, since the assembly is sitting. I think we can dispose of this. One, do we have anyone who is seconding this motion? Yes, let me listen to Ruru Moses. Ruru Moses seconds the motion. Yes, Karugo. Sorry, Wilson. And you completed, okay? Yes, that's great. Yeah. Go ahead. Is that who is this? The microphone? Yes. Okay. I'm not getting a chance to see them.
In a way, I also wanted to also move.
Huh?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and the meeting. Yes, trade is key through the secretariat. When we talk of through the secretariat, it will not just be ratifying here. We want to say secretariat that is functional. This directly touches the functions and many other officers. Because in the secretariat, I know we have to mention but a few. The secretariat manager, the accountant, a technical person, mentioned but a few. We would love to see that the secretariat is, of course it comes to you, Mr. President. 6 months down the road, no office. Let's ratify this and also give a mention of now that we are in the chair. I'm sure you are in the chair right now. In the past, you have not been in the chair, but now we are in the chair. Tell us when do we want to see an office and we wait for that, and then the accountant serves us a cup of tea. Otherwise, I second the motion with those blocks.
Okay, thank you, Chris. One, as we said, we are on no compliance issues. Any other niceties can always be discussed at the opportune moment. But we have people online. I wish to hear from the people online. I start with the Jonathan Cheva. Jordan, you have the floor. Kindly proceed. People online, can you hear me? Okay. Okay. Yes, Jordan. It was forgotten up. Okay. Then, Parents Jude, are you the hand up or you forgot it there?
Sir, I am the hand up.
Go ahead, you have the floor.
Waiting to speak about the motion as proposed. I think it's very good to notify members that we are appointed and they can fully operate the mandate. I second the motion.
Okay, we have 2 secondments. Yes. I don't know where the mic disappeared.
Thank you. Valentine Ocho, I represent Toro District, Eastern Uganda. Mr. President, for me, what I am moving is a bit different. I think the motion that has been moved.
Why don't you allow us we dispose it off? If you have another motion, then you can move it.
But the motion is now, and I'm explaining.
Okay, go ahead.
The section that we need to. If we look at section 16.1 part of it says NEC is the Supreme Operating Authority of the Secretariat. So I think we are doing next work. We are not supposed to ratify appointments in the Secretariat according to the constitution that we have.
Okay.
The motion is null and void.
We were following the guidance given to that we shall submit appointments to the assembly for approval and ratification. My idea is that even if there is a possibility that this is a repeat of something happening, since the already assembly is here, we have this motion approved. If there should be any further guidance from National Council of Sports, we can seek it. But should we reach there and say you should have approved it and we have not done, it will be a challenge calling you back. But since we are here and it seems to be in line, we do it and have it finalized, but we shall seek further guidance. That is my view, so that we don't have to call you back should we find that actually we should have done it. Is that okay, members? Okay. Yes.
Fine.
Thank you, President, and the meeting. I would like us to look at it similarly to how cabinet ministers are appointed. The president has the mandate to appoint, but he first suggests names and they go to Parliament for approval. Once they are approved, then the cabinet members take office. So let's look at it that way. The NEC, which has the mandate as per our constitution, just like the president of Uganda does, has appointed those people. So the parliament that goes through the approvals represents the Ugandans. We are the parliament now that are representing the chess community. So when we ratify, we are practically saying, go ahead. So the appointments, yes, they come from up, but we still need to do that ratification so that they go ahead with our buy-in and with our support. That's the way I would look at it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We have the motion. It has already been seconded. Yes, do I have been online? No. Okay. We have a motion table which has already been seconded, and I wish to request those who are against the motion to raise their hands. And those who support the motion. Go on. Go on. Are you against the motion?
I'm not against it.
I'm not against it. Okay. And now we want the who supports the motion? Raise your hands. Okay, the yes have it. Okay, okay, Sylvia, you are supporting? Okay, we have also a number 9 of the people who are supporting, so 3 of them. So we proceed to the next point by the GS. GS, please, you have it.
Okay, thank you. So I'm going to now scroll down to the next. Actually, we're not doing very badly. A lot of parts passed. So down, Article 19, the section of arbitration. This also came up in the previous non-compliance in January. Section of arbitration. So we had section 22.1, actually 19.1, just the numbering has a bit of an issue. The settlement of chess sport disputes shall be by arbitration, and the addition was as provided for under the National Sports Act Cap 151 and the National Sports Regulations 2025. So ideally, the idea is whether to go to the acts and the regulations and get data then extract it inside here, or to point to it like this. But I think generally we have seen that the guidance from NCS suggests that we need to extract those sections from there and place them explicitly also in our constitution. So if you look at that section, it's basically section 55 to 57. The provisions of section 57 are mandatory according to NCS and should be provided for in the constitution, lest the constitution is void. This is specific guidance to NCS, and I want us to read it again. Kindly revisit this clause and consider to cater for proper cascaded internal dispute resolution mechanism and arbitration as required under section 55 to 57 of the Act. The provisions of section 57 are mandatory and should be provided for in the Constitution, lest the Constitution is void.
Okay, members, here is as I always say that why do we fail when we can be guided? We have been guided, and they have also guided that in a situation where we don't have this, then we shall not pass. And the National Council of Sport has even gone ahead to give us that here is a proposed provisions. It is a very long one, but it is provided. Our request is that we adopt things purely on arbitration. Make sure that one, we can explore internal dispute management before we go out, and when we go out, we follow arbitration hierarchy as per the law of Uganda, and lastly, prohibits us as sports to go and handle our dispute in a courts of law. That is the literary summary of the whole bit they have given us. And we are cautioned that if this is mandatory and if it is not there, then our constitution will be null and void. So I don't know what we can discuss on this. Yeah, okay. So let's proceed as I requested. Yes, yes, sir. Where is the microphone?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. President, once again. That one, we cannot leave it like that. I've been seeing this thing from different dimensions, which maybe other people are not seeing. We have mathematical people, we are all mathematical people. It's looking as if the Ministry of Sport and Education has already engulfed all the UCF under it. Is it true that way so that we come with the right decision to abide by their regulation? According to what they're writing there, they are instructing the UCS to change to according to their constitution. But like for us who started using actually in like 80 something, we already running Uganda Chess Federation as players. It was not under Sport and Education, it was under Russian Federation. So wasn't that constitution which was written there that time? We are not following it, or they wanted you now to abandon yours and you become like institution, college, and schools. What of other clubs for the elders who are also having what? The chess club. Where are they putting it? Are they going to gather all elders to be under Ministry of Sport and Education? That is a problem. I just want to understand if you are still actually working with them as UCF. Oh, they've already taken over everything so that we know where we belong. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yes, there was a constitution, and yes, Uganda Chess Federation started long ago. But also, yes, there is the Republic of Uganda, and the Republic of Uganda has a parliament, which is the Republic of Uganda, and as citizens, we are bound by the law enacted by parliament. So there is a law enacted by a parliament, which is the law on the sports, and which which National Council of Sports is the one mandated to enforce or regulate. And here we are saying we want to be accredited by National Council of Sports. National Council of Sports says that if you are to be accredited, you need to abide by certain law of the country, and also make sure that your constitution is in a line with that rule. However, you can play chess without being affiliated to Uganda Chess Federation and you still play chess. So they will not stop you from playing chess. However, the law is clear and say there will be only one body managing any given sport. As of now, National UCF is the one regulating chess in Uganda. But to be able to regulate, you must be in tandem with the laws of the Republic of Uganda in sports. And the law of the Republic of Uganda in sports is as an act which you ought to abide by. Unless we are going to be able to convince the parliament to change the act, then we are likely to be compelled to align ourselves with the current laws of Uganda. Yes, Ian?
Mr. President, may I carry?
Yes, you can hear me, madam. Ian, just a minute. Let's listen to National Council of Sport.
Thank you so much. For the speaker that came before, I would just like to shed light to a lot of fear on that stand of chess clubs and UCF. So, through you, Mr. President, I just want to give some sort of structure and why the Honorable Minister of Education of Sports mentioned provision. So, as you're well aware, National Council of Sports is a regulator in the field in the subsector of sport. However, for lack of a better word, we have our bosses. Our bosses is the ministry, education, and sports. Yes. So the reason as to why the Honorable Minister of State of Education and Sports, and in brackets sports is mentioned, is not to per se say that UCF will then become a school or something like that. No. Why it appears that way is because, again, under the Act, when you read it, you will realize that it gives a mandate to the Honorable Minister to go ahead and make regulations. And the regulations which were recently passed were the National Sports Regulations 2025. That is the mandate of the law and the mandate of the Honorable Minister. So, being mentioned here is just to highlight his mandate that was given to him under the Act. He'll go ahead, nominate the arbitral panel that will appoint the arbitral panel. You look at the provisions of the law from sections 55 to 57, it goes ahead to mention that these arbitrators, who are independent persons appointed by the minister, shall be in first instance be nominated both National Council of Sports and the Sports Association or Federation, which is now UCF. Yes. And he has that mandate under the law. Yes. But that doesn't necessarily mean that UCF becomes an education institution, a school, or something like that. It's just the structure of governing, as explained earlier on. Also, as you can see, the reason as to why we want all these different provisions of the statutes to be clearly indicated in the Constitution is because they are statutory mandates. That from section 55 to 57. The Constitution has to clearly indicate one, all sports disputes are resolved, are settled by these independent arbitrators appointed by the Honorable Minister of Education and Sports. So, and that no sports dispute shall be resolved by litigation. If that all arbitral awards or settlements that are made by these independent arbitrators are final, and that 5, shall be guided by both the federation and the members, who shall respect the awards that are made or the determinations that are made by these independent arbitrators. That's basically what the law states, and these are statutory requirements. We're not hijacking, let's say, the mandate of this year. So I hope this allays the fears of the previous speaker. Thank you so much, Mr. President. Over to you.
Thank you, Madam Leslie. That is once again the thank you, Madam Leslie. Once again, this is a representative of National Council of Sports who is trying to guide us and give us clarity on this matter. So let's proceed the balloting. Yes, Ian, you had the floor. Please proceed.
Yes, thank you. This was just like some point of information to my senior colleague, that as long as you are participating in any kind of sport, you are by default under Ministry of Education and Sports, because that is the ministry that runs all sports. Now, either you might participate in a sport without knowing that you're actually under the ministry, but that's what is like you are under it. Thank you.
Yes, please. After that,
Thank you. I thought that my question had wanted to overshadow me here. You know, when you are talking about your president, then things are not to the point. Next, okay, for my I think this week revolution is the entire abundance of the soul. We are at a different scale when it goes to one. The state of the self is not one in your home, but in a broader perspective. There is no way a district will remove the scope that are happening. It will go from the aspect of the human to the that is human. That's the one. So the problem will come about that. You know, you must do it. I think that people are just around the topic of person of the letter. It is not to guide this. This supervisor is very good. How about this one? This is the history. And in this way, yes, I'll come and report today. What was said to proceed. But when I need this one, it is the benefit. Maybe I will have been body. I also want what I know. The purpose was not the source was the most this is the my dollar. This is a child. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Actually, that area of dispute, dispute was had been already addressed to us by National Council of Sports. So there will be a mechanism to put up a committee specifically looking at this discipline resolution, not simply for discipline. There is disciplinary arrangement committee, but there will be a dispute resolution committee. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. I have noticed one thing. Well, I usually encourage members never to neglect anything. We neglected section 15.1. But about disciplinary committee, but that's okay.
What are going to it?
Okay.
That's why we it.
Yes, okay. Now, one thing we have to know is if we all learn how to communicate to our leaders, these disputes will not be there. Otherwise, 20 years back, 2006, we had meetings like this. Later, members did follow the constitution. They abandoned it. They disrespected it. Now, today, all of us, we have the obligation to read the disciplinary committee, section 15. I know we skipped it, I know, but it's okay. Now here we are discussing disputes.
If we are under section 15 about disciplinary committee, this section will be okay. Anything about arbitration, it's all about misunderstanding something. All someone wants personal gains. All some leaders are not listening or understanding. Now, this is the moment for everyone to understand the constitution and respect it. Otherwise, disputes will come. And we are not going to waste our time. We are not here to waste time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And actually, it's not that it was neglected. Everything has been read, so if it wasn't touched, it was looked a bit okay. The National Council of Sports passed through the Constitution, not specifically in one section. So they only trying to highlight areas that we must do for our compliance, but it doesn't mean others were neglected. Yes, Cargo?
Yes, thank you so much. We have a request for a good number of my members here, and they're suggesting that we have working Dutch.
Okay, it's a good suggestion. But literally, this is the last point. So why do you want to have a working grant when you're on literally on the last point?
Members are no longer reserved.
Eh?
Members are no longer reserved.
To make a simple, to make my guidance being like the last bit, we close it and we close once for all. It will be hard to reconvene the people. Yes. James, is there any other key points? Because some of the points where they are only typos or simply may not need our discussion. We can discuss where we need some material change. So I think he has one point which is already displayed, which is a good guidance, saying that do we adopt some of these changes, then we shall change this date, which I think will now reflect today and on this hotel within our constitution, because we intend to harmonize all this. My idea that we need emotion moving that we adopt these guidances from National Council of Sports and incorporate them in our constitution for compliance. Yes, Isaac, you have the floor. Where is the speaker? Yes.
ACC.
Yes.
And I think zone 4.4, just to be explicit, I just said be the zone 4.4.
Okay.
That's what the bank
That's appreciated. Actually, if you read through, you may get somewhere where there's supposed to be a comment. It's not there. Feel free to tell us. I don't think we need a resolution for that. We have a resolution which allows us to clean it out. What we are resolving about is those things of material substance change to the constitution. The typos will be clear. So, except that last item, I don't know if yes. So we have that last item. We need this motion on table, which allows that we adopt those changes advised by National Council of Sports.
Actually, what they're saying is that we just taking the package option to be fixed to us.
Yeah.
Certificate of that.
Okay. Yes, Capston.
Capstone Kaole, Delegate Central. I move a motion that we adopt the guidance that have been given us.
Okay. Thank you, Capston. Do we have a second? Yes. Ian.
That's why I have to take away from my boss.
No, feel free. Feel free. It's
Somewhere I know.
it's a free
I
environment.
Emma, delegate, and I second the motion.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Nobody Taewa is my name, representing Kabarole. And besides seconding the motion, I would like to thank the entire team
that came up with this and the team that is going to edit this. It's not an easy job, but thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. Now I'm not going to speak as the president, delegate to Bara district, and I support or second the motion.
Oh, thank you very much. Yes, go ahead, sir.
Mwegamire Albert, Lyonza school delegate, and I begged, I second the motion.
Oh, thank you for that secondment. I think you have sufficient secondment. Going to put this to vote. Anyone who is against this motion, kindly raise your hand. Okay, and those who support this motion, please raise your hands. Okay, I think the yes have it, and I think we are coming to the conclusion. So the changes on the constitution, I think that is it finished. So the GS can advise us on the second agenda item. Okay, I'm told this next agenda item is the third agenda. Sorry, let's just a minute. There's someone online who has something wanted to say. Okay, yes, okay. We are finalizing and are intending to close. And as far as I'm concerned, the next item on agenda is the closing prayer. When we were starting, someone online prayed for us. Then we get now someone who is the physical attending to pray for us, and we close.
President, just for me, if
Yes, oh, I didn't see your hand. Yes, Madam Leslie, feel free if you want to make some closing remark. Please, you have the floor.
Thank you so very much. And thank you for all members that have been present in the meeting. But just a point of clarity, I wanted to inquire whether one of the members moved a motion by the current executive. Why? As that was one of the compliance key items that were mentioned, identified in the communication of 7. And why is this important is because one, if that motion was moved in this committee, and then there are certain legal thresholds that are tied to it. One of them is the issue to do with quorum. But if it was moved by a member, then the law dictates that issues to do with elections have to be done by leadership has to be elected by members from at least 50% of the districts of Uganda. So that means that even when we're to ratify your leadership, it has to be unanimous. So I just wanted to check that in because monitoring has been on and off. Just to inquire whether someone moved that motion and if it hasn't been done, just for you, Mr. President, to take in attention to that legal threshold and regulate and section 10 of the Act.
Thank you, Madam Leslie. Please, we verified that we have quorum as a assembly, so we are fully constituted to make decision assembly. And yes, motion was about ratifying of the current executive, and the very motion passed with the attendance of assembly which has quorum. So that has been handled.
Thank you so very much.
You're welcome. But as our regulator, before we close, it will be good if you have any remarks you have for this assembly. I would appreciate.
Right. I have a few communications to pass. Maybe I will start with thanking you, Mr. President, and initiative the executive committee of Uganda Chess Federation for successfully organizing this meeting and seeing it to the end. And also, this goes without saying, I want to thank the delegates that have taken time to come and attend this meeting, both physically and also virtually. So this comes at the end, but National Council of Sports, we are with you, and I bring you warm greetings from the General Secretary, Dr. Patrick Bonadogora, who is General Secretary and the head of the Secretariat at National Council of Sports. So I've been following closely the deliberations of the meeting, and I want to say how I'm pleased to be here today to represent National Council of Sports as an observer and also as a representative of Dr. Patrick Ogwell. So as you're aware, following the enactment of the National Sports and the accompanying regulations, all sports organizations in Uganda were required to transition. And I believe this is the process of seeing that Uganda Chess Federation successfully transitions under this new legal regime. So, and again, taking you back, following the sitting of the National Council of Sports Board in December 2025, where it was established that 100% compliance wasn't from all the applicants, which is why the board went ahead and awarded 5 months of compliance in the end on 7th of June. And this again goes without mention that the time is fast approaching. So again, I'm aware that Uganda Chess Federation has made significant progress in addressing these compliance requirements. One of them being seen through amendments of the Constitution and all the deliberations that were made today. So this again demonstrates a commitment not only to the legal compliance, but also a principles of transparency, accountability, and good governance. Therefore, my appeal and the appeal of National Council of Sports, the leadership of Uganda Chess Federation, to maintain this momentum and take the final necessary steps to ensure that all outstanding compliance requirements are addressed within the stipulated timelines. Hopeful, yes, we are, that upon completion of this process, we want to see that Uganda Chess Federation successfully emerges as a fully registered national sports federation under the new legal regime. So from us, National Council, we remain committed to supporting sports organizations through this transition process and to promoting good governance, accountability, and sustainable development within the sports sector. So as I over the microphone, again, I want to appreciate you, the leadership of Uganda Chess and also the delegates for taking your time to meet and discuss these issues. So we trust that the discussion was constructive and we await the submission of the requirements that were missing so that we see Uganda Chess emerging as a registered national federation. So I thank you and have a blessed day.
Yeah, thank you very much. Let me ask our General Secretary, to thank our regulator and also thank the committee that drafted this constitution. Thank you.
Thank you, President. Thank you, Leslie from MCS. On behalf of the executive, and I want to say also on behalf of the delegates that gave the authority to the Constitutional Review Committee, which started this journey a few months ago. We want to thank you sincerely for the work that was put in which has led us to this day when we have a document that we can submit to the National Council of Sports, which is almost impassive. So I want to thank you very much. We sincerely appreciate the work that was put in, also amidst the challenges of very little facilitation or no facilitation at the very beginning. We want to thank you for the good leadership that you showed, and of course, pass our regards to your chairman, who is not here today, for the good work done. Thank you very much.
Thank you, members. I know we're about to close, but I would request to allow me to give 2 minutes to each of the regional presidents, North, West, East, Central, at least 2 minutes to say hello and maybe give us how the way forward since the chess is going to be in the region. So where's the microphone? If we don't, yes.
You can start from one side. Because they say the sun is encroaching on them.
Yes, thank you very much. Ian Misika is my name. I'm the president of Western Region Chess Association, and I also stand here as a delegate from Baradi district. First of all, I want to thank the executive, the NEC, for organizing such a wonderful SGM. And also, I want to welcome you back from my region. You were there recent. We hosted you and Father Grace. And I'm very happy to get the feedback from you people where things were nice. We should keep it up. And where they were not as nice, continuous improvements as I hand over the baton to my colleague, all in all, thank you very much, all of you, for attending. This was a very important and passionate meeting for all of us. And I'm very much sure and confident that we are actually taking the sport of chess to greater heights. And of course, as my delegate from Uganda said, chess is in Uganda, and I can assure you, chess is in Western region, and chess is going to keep on soaring. And that's why I was asking for the number of clubs. I can assure that we are going to have more than 100 clubs coming in from Western region. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Can we, yes, go ahead, Captain.
Good afternoon, members. My name is Gwanya Wilson. I'm the Vice President of Central on behalf of Chairman, Madam Deputation with Disability. I want to thank you for coming for this meeting, and thank you so much for all the decisions we have made. I'm sure they are going to take our chess to the next level. I want to appreciate everyone for coming. I want to appreciate everyone for coming, and I appreciate the organizers of this meeting. It was wonderful and good. So we are given a printer, a free printer, and spacing in our killer post store. So we shall so certainly let's central. We shall need that's a
Yeah, but
You can talk on it. You can talk. Okay, start. Once again, I want to thank the Uganda community for successful meeting. Secondly, I thank all members who are attending 2021 for coming to be part of this story. Because it allows us to take the floor and I don't want to tell Mr. There are two ways. You know, both the guy gave on one of the uses to do that. Where of children by that.
You're welcome. Next.
Thank you very much. Once again, my name is Abe Awireni, President of the Eastern Uganda Chess Eastern Region Chess Association, also delegate from Amari District. I also want, first of all, congratulate all the leaders here. You see, when they move the motion to confirm the leadership, chess for the next 4 years, some delegates were just looking at the neck. They forgot that if it did pass, even they may also the whole go on. So congratulations, President and your neck and the rest of the leaders. Eastern region, we have been moving on with our chess development programs, though at a slow pace, because as the constitutional review was ongoing, we are not sure about a few things. Now that we are at the tail end, we believe that now we should be able to move at our full steam as the wise people from the East. And we are very sure that just like how chess has always been very strong in the East, we should be able to maintain and even surpass where we are. We wish everyone success in their chess endeavors as we work together to bring chess to a new level. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, President. Thank you, Executive Committee. I'm Samuel Bayo, Vice Chairman for Northern Region, and have my delegates here for this meeting. First of all, I want to thank you and your team for the tremendous work you've done from the start of this team today. And how all the regions and all these other associations have come together like this. I think this is a very significant milestone in the history of chess in Uganda. We are also thankful that next year Paraguay shall be held in northern Uganda, and we warmly welcome all the schools there and all of you to come and shall host you very well. We are going to work together with the executive committee and chess in schools to see that you have a memorable function. And you're all welcome whenever you have trips to northern Uganda. Let us know. There are places where chess is always played. Narua, Bulu, Nira. We'll most like to welcome you. Thank you, and we look forward to working with you and the chess fraternity to grow chess in Uganda. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, members. As we get close to the end of this, as already stated, don't go away. We have prepared a package. We want to support chess in the different regions. We already announced that we'll be giving every region 50 chess boards, so they're being packaged. Also, there were some panels which were supposed to be provided to Father Grimes, which also are here now, which we're also going to give out. So there are going to be some photo moments, and there are going to be more support as we go ahead. Yes, Isaac, you under something?
Yes.
Thank you. I think it was a small omission, or I think it's only right on behalf of the Constitutional Review Committee to pass a vote of thanks to delegates who entrusted us with that opportunity, to thank them for that opportunity to be able to collect their views and bring that feedback into the document which we have been reviewing as we come to the second aspect. Be able to make a contribution to where we bring up the students dispensation and to say that Lawrence and the police we are all on the phone anytime to build chess and that we shall keep working together. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Isaac. Members who may not know, he was a vice chairperson of the Constitutional Review Committee, and they have done a very, very good work. That's why I say even National Council Sports has very few areas they brought up, which means they did a very good work. Yes, okay. Yes, Gazuta.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would like to take this opportunity to thank everyone for attending. I'm one of the few members here who attended the meetings during 2006. And now I'm also here, now as a delegate. During that time, I was a volunteer at the Uganda Chess Federation Secretariat. I remember a lot of things. Now, my advice to everyone, my fellow from all associations, let us continue learning how to communicate. Whenever you are in a different region and you want to promote chess, it's better to communicate to the heads of development in that region or any executive member. It is not automatic that you just go to Eastern Uganda and it's go maybe Kaliro district and you just go. Please communicate. I'm going to a school. I'm going to do this. Maybe you are appointed as a coach there. Communicate to the association, that regional association, so that they know, so that it's on accountability. Otherwise, these final disputes arise from, they originate from this not respecting the constitution, not respecting order. I tell you, it's not automatic. I'm also learning how to communicate. I've been communicating with men, and they are also taught me how to communicate. Communication is not easy, especially social media. Stay away from social media if you don't know how to communicate there. Thank you. I end there. May God bless you.
Okay, members, the president of Uganda Chess Federation, I wish to thank you, and thank you. Thank you for coming. This has been a real tough one to get so many delegates. We come from so many different areas. Some come from very far. We couldn't get sufficient money to support you, but we shall always do our best to make sure we deliberate well. We shall form a group, at least for delegates, so that some things we can sort them online, but also endeavor to make sure that sometimes we have these physical meetings. We shall do our best to make sure that the constitution is respected. We are going to have it signed, meet this week and submit to the National Council of Sports. We shall also distribute that signed copy so that everyone has a copy. You know what is there, and trying to comply with the National Council of Sports. And we pray that we pass as a federation, and even more so, maybe we also push to go to better levels. Right now, we are level D, which is real at the tail end. So we have a lot to do as executive of UCF. But all that's said and done, We know right now the challenge is the clubs. We want the clubs to do your best. Tell us how we can support you to have the clubs and running soon to be the league that we want when everyone is on board. So there is a lot to do. We can't do much today except trying to comply, but we have to convene the other meetings which are more operational, trying to see how to support these regions, how to support the chess. So allow me to get someone to pray for us, and we close this meeting. After the meeting, don't go away. There are some items to be received, but let's have the meeting. Yes, Jaragasan? Great. Think we stand up? Or did
Some hours before going.
Heavenly Father, I want to thank you for today, all the deliberations that we've had in this meeting. I pray that you guide us, bless us, make all the processes that you have put in place, as discussed, be implemented as early as possible. And also, may you help us move forward. May you guide us, may you help us protect us from all that we do. Now, as we are coming to the close of this event, may you also bless the people who will be going back to their respective places. Keep them safe. I pray this meeting as Christ the Lord and Savior.
meeting adjourned? Meeting adjourned. Right.
The time has run through. Please don't go. We have a meeting, physical meeting after this.
Yeah, please, lunch is ready. Yeah?
Lunch is ready. And lunch is ready. Please follow our strong women representative. She's going to guide concerning lunch, and also our strong secretary Emmanuel Musasizi and Vicky. They are going to support on guiding lunch. So please follow them. Then the teachers, all the school representatives from Sister Mariam Dugan Primary School, please come forward for awarding of the prizes for the further prize. Sister Mariam Dugan Primary School representatives, please come forward. That is the school which won in this year's further prize, a primary category. They won both for primary boys and primary girls. Also, the representatives from one Pewontaki Hisses, the winner for secondary girls section, please be nearby. Thank you. I'm going to invite the president, UCF, and the general secretary, UCF, to award the solar panels. The chairperson, just in education, is going to support. Also, the regional leadership, please be nearby. After 10 minutes, we are going to award the equipment support for all the regions. So, regional leadership for the north, west, east, and central, please be nearby. Thank you. So, primary boys, Sister Miriam Dugan, the strong president is going to do the award, the solar panels. The paparazzi, I think you guide them. J.K. Kafuluma, please guide them. Please guide them. That was that guy. It was beautiful. What?
Presto, and they sit down in the meeting and they say Presto is not.
No, I think it was a miscommunication, but I align with the strong GS. Just the communication. Plus the evidence. Yes.
I am seeking help with URSD needs. Malalamu Zudamarika.
Thank you, Sister Miriam, for showing a very strong performance during the 2026 Father Games National Schools Chess Championship. Sister Miriam Dugan Primary School won both the boys section for primary and adult section for primary. So they have been awarded a whole set of solar panels and the equipment thereof. The one Pewentake SS leadership that starts from one Pewentake SS. One Pewentake SS. Talking SS. Thank you very much. The strong General Secretary, please get closer to the president. The chairperson just in education, please support from one just SS. Solar panels for one SS. One SS one is the secondary section for dance. They received all the other supporting equipment plus the solar panels. They are receiving them now. So one SS. Thank you, one Japanese for supporting chess and for having a very strong performance in the secondary school category for girls in the 2026 Father Crimes National Chess Championship.
Yeah, guys. Jaragan. So where is the list of people online written properly? Where is the list of the people online?